Good afternoon. Yes, it is afternoon, almost 1 o'clock. It's July 17th, 24 degrees, sunny, lovely. Just taking a walk downtown. I've got a book to mail, and so I'm going to combine that. I haven't had lunch yet either, so I'll have lunch and do a whole bunch of work. I think I'm finally ready to get onto some of the enormous amounts of editing I have to do. I'm spending all my time laying out books. Yesterday I spent all day working on a picture book that's coming out called The Wind in Amanda's Cello by local author Alison Lohan's. The artwork is by Sarah Shortliff, or Short Life, probably Liff because it's two F's, who lives in Nova Scotia. It's a lovely book and goes to the printer this month, so had to get that laid out. Last week I sent 3 books to the printer. And so now I could really use my grant that's coming, my book production grant from Creative Saskatchewan. Be very, very nice right now. And I got a whole bunch of stuff to edit for this fall's releases, so I hope to get started on that. And issuing contracts for Shapers of Worlds Volume 5, the anthology, latest anthology of my series of Kickstarted anthologies. Last one I'm going to do, I've decided, there won't be a Volume 6. I will do some Kickstarters and other crowdsourcing, but my next Kickstarter will be focused on me, I think, and on my own work. Now that I've got the knack of running them, doing one just for myself would be easy peasy compared to doing these massive anthology Kickstarters. I've actually got a lot of work to do on the current Kickstarter. I need to get on that this week as well and get surveys out so that people can send me their mailing information so I can send them rewards and so forth. So yeah, it's all happening, but slowly. I keep seeing these posters around here asking if people are having strange dreams. I have no idea what that's about. I don't know if I'm having strange dreams. I always have vivid dreams, often with science fiction plots. Not always. Chorus tours seems to be a recurring theme too from all my years of singing with choirs. I often seem to be on tour in my dreams, it's been a long time since I've done one of those. But somehow they've settled into my brain pretty thoroughly. But yeah, I get aliens a lot in my dreams too, and things like that. All sorts of stuff. So yes, strange dreams, sure. But putting up posters asking people if they're having strange dreams is kind of guaranteeing that people will think back and think, yeah, I am having strange dreams, when they're really just having ordinary dreams. So I don't know what the, research purpose is of that. I guess I should stop and look more closely at the poster one of these days. Tail end of lunch hour, so there's still going to be people on the street who are on their lunch break. I often find more people walking around if I'm out during the lunch hour. It's almost over. Of course, you always see people sitting out, like those women up there. Okay. As I said, it's 24 degrees. Warmer in the sun. Cooler in the shade. Maybe that is in the shade. I don't know how they measure it actually. So it depends where the thermometer is. Some sort of screened box out at the airport, probably. If we're lucky, I'll hit this crosswalk just at the right time to cross here. That's always nice. I pick up the pace so I'm there when it changes. Yeah, this should be perfect for crossing. Perfect. Once this bus gets out of the way. Well, since I crossed here, I guess I'll walk a bit along College here. So we look up Albert to the north. Wascana Centre begins there, and of course the Royal Saskatchewan Museum is right over there. I should apologize for not walking yesterday. I just mismanaged my time, and before I knew it, I didn't have a chance to anymore. Because of all the layout work I was doing, the day slipped by. Oh, I thought this house had sold, and now it's for sale again. This belonged to the Shumiachers, very noted couple. He was a very famous lawyer, and they're both philanthropists. Also good friends of my wife's family, and then me as I married into it. But both gone now. And this house had sold, but now it looks like it's for sale again. Worried that somebody will tear it down, which would be a shame. It would make a great restaurant, we've often thought. I like that house too, but it hasn't been a house for a long time. Its offices, you can tell by the extension on the back that has nothing to do with the front. I'll cross once the cars are not going by anymore. Or maybe I'll stay here because there's... Oh no, okay, there's a break here. Might be a little shadier on this side, I'm not sure this time of day. A lot of the houses here in what's sometimes called the transition area are actually businesses now. But some of them I think are still houses. For sure some are, but some of them aren't. Apartment building here with what I always think of as pig snouts on it. these awnings. Not perhaps fair to the place. I mean, that's a classic thing, those kinds of awnings. Nevertheless, I think that used to be a hostel, but I don't think it is anymore. In fact, it looks quite empty. But maybe there's still something in there. Maybe the hostel is still there, I don't know. I remember staying at a youth hostel in Europe on a course tour. They put us up because it was cheap. And when I turned over the pillow I had been given, it had obscene graffiti on one side. So I was like, oh, nice place. Somebody had written on it with a ballpoint pen or something, drawn on it. I'll leave it to your imagination what they might have drawn on it. Now, the old house up there on the right, across the intersection, is now a restaurant, which I quite like. I never go there for lunch, but sometimes if I'm on my own for supper and my wife's out of town or something, I choose to walk over here because it's close and has good food. Called the Fireside Bistro, that one. Laney Lodge. Don't know who Laney was. That's where the lodge bearing his or her name is. Fireside Bistro. This place has a pig snout too. Only this one is green pig snout. And that was the first of these. This one's called Thornton Place. The first of this era of condos built in the 90s, and we visited someone in here when we were thinking about buying the one we ended up buying in a newer development by the same developer. There's definitely a common look. They all vary a little bit, but the color and everything on the outside is very similar to the condos over where Central Collegiate was, which is where we bought ours, which I pointed out many a time. Nice front garden. Quite lovely. The gardens are really starting to get to their peak. Some of them don't get to their peak till September, just in time for the first frost, which can be early September if you're really unlucky. Certainly by the end of September, you can expect everything to be frozen out. Or starting to, anyway. I don't know what the average date of first frost is, but it's somewhere in there. Can frost in August. Or June, for that matter. It's unusual, but it does happen. Nest Investments. There's a very old apartment building. Called Belmont Apt. We're on Smith Street. He wasn't paying too much attention to people crossing at the light, was he? This is Ripplinger here. Really shouldn't do that when you have a business name on your vehicle. Another old apartment over there. Henry's. I think it's shrunk. They had 2 buildings, and now I think they just have 1. So there's downtown. You can just see the top of the hotel above the trees, which is where I'm headed. So obviously, that's the shady side of the street, but I'm walking on the sunny side of the street. Do 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 do. Please direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. And if you like my singing, you can, of course, see a whole bunch of it if you go to right here on this YouTube channel. You'll find a senior moment with Edward Willett, and that was the concert I did about 10 days ago now at the Artesian to celebrate my upcoming 65th birthday and my wife's recent, also significant birthday. So I sang for over an hour, and my daughter sang with me and did a solo, and my wife was in one number. Most of them went pretty well. A couple of them I'd like to have back and redo, but such is the way of it. It's not like I rehearsed it to the extent I would have had it been a paying audience. This is the Heritage here. However, I highly recommend it if you're interested in my singing. Check it out. I think we had about 60, 70 people there, and it's had over 200 views on YouTube, although some of them are very brief. They're not people watching the whole hour. So, if you decide to watch it, please watch the whole thing. You won't be sorry. I hope. This building used to have the Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of Saskatchewan in it, APEGS. I was in it quite a bit when I was writing their centennial history book 20 years ago now, almost, 2005. But they have moved to a new building way out that way. That's the Salvation Army over there. Haven of Hope Ministry Center. There's a nice little fountain squirting up there. Sometimes I wonder if they deliberately made that apartment building look a bit like a grain elevator on this end. That's what it would remind anybody in Saskatchewan of. So it might have been an architectural choice. Wouldn't surprise me, because I think it's possibly a senior's kind of space, like many of them are. There's another old one over there. One of our more colorful residents. I've seen him around before. Regina is small enough that there are certain people you see on the street that you recognize. I used to know just about every one of the panhandlers. There's more now because of fentanyl and everything like that. But there was a time when you could say, "Oh, do you know that lady with the smeared makeup, carrying the bag, the plastic bag down?" "Oh, yeah, I know her." That guy's very distinctive because of the very weird way he dresses and the mask and everything. So. Looks like he's up to no good. Perhaps he's a perfectly nice gentleman. Canadian Red Cross over there. Not where you go for blood anymore, or to give blood. That's at the Canadian Blood Services. They were split off years and years ago now, after the tainted blood scandal. And this street will take us to the hotel in a minute. It's the old spinning barber pole here I like. And then, as I often point out, I think it's the funniest name for anything. The Saskatchewan Seniors Mechanism. I have no idea what they do, even though technically I'm a senior in 3 days' time. It's my birthday on July 20th. Which I'm celebrating by going to Moose Jaw. Festival of Words is in Moose Jaw, and I'll be interviewing Robert J. Sawyer on stage about his latest novel, The Downloaded, which I published in the May Wilson Theater. Years ago, I interviewed Jack White. Similarly, I didn't publish him. Just read him. Oh. Hello, Alan, in Winnipeg. I'm just about done here. So we come up to Victoria Park. Cenotaph is dead ahead. City Hall over there, Knox Metropolitan United Church. There's the towers of downtown, such as they are. Hayward Place is the white one. This, of course, is the Hotel Saskatchewan. Now a Marriott. That's just about everything is. Oh, it's Farmers Market Day over there. I forgot about that. In a slightly different location because of construction work. Normally they're on the north side of the park, but they've moved down Scarth Street here for the duration, and on Saturdays they're actually out at the exhibition grounds. All right, we'll stop here. So thanks for walking with me, and I imagine I'll be back tomorrow. Pretty sure I will. Probably another walk downtown though. Bye for now.